Hey everybody, this is Zacho, aka the Slime King, and welcome back to another Slime ISEKAI video. In today's video, we're just going to be showing off Ramiris, the one we got from the Octagram Emblem shop. And she was another free character alongside Milim. Now, Ramiris isn't, the character with the highest attack stats because she's more of a defensive or support character. If you go over to her equipment and go to info, you can get a better breakdown of, exactly what's going on with her stats. So, at the bat, base at level 80, she would have 5,100 health, 2,000 damage, 2,100 since it's closer to that, and 2,400 defense. And then if you calculate, equipment, bonds, and facility effects, it will hit almost 7,000, 3,000, and 3,500. So overall, her attack stat still isn't that high, but it's not supposed to be. She has a good amount of health and a solid defensive stat. You can see the equipment isn't nothing crazy. And for the skills, we have her heal at level 8 and her wind buff skill at level 4. They're not that high because, man, the drops of the predator battle are not great. But we can go in and see that if you go to info, that at max rank, it would just be up to 60. The cost will still be 55. And I believe with the attack boost skill, it will be 15% at, what was it? Yeah, okay, so 15% at 15 costs. So if you don't have Rimuru, this is more cost efficient in terms of skill points for a win team, but it won't be as high as the boost, obviously. This will be the team we use her on. Obviously, we're going to have Milim just to see how hard she could get with actual high damage numbers. We'll be using herself to boost herself with the damage buff, as well as showing off how well she heals. And we have Ramiris to help alongside Ribdis with the skill points needed, because her heal does cost a lot more than everybody else's since it does provide such a high heal in the first place. And then back we just have Shuna for the green conversion and Shion because, well, I'd much rather have the additional damage from her healing if I ever do bring her out with my skill cards than anything else. So hopping right into it, this is the stage 40 of the Crucible. So they are weaker to magical attack, and that's why I chose it, as well as it just gives you a decent idea how well she'll do. Honestly, like I said, she does not have high damage, so don't expect much from her in the damage department. If anything, you should realize that more often than not, you should probably just run in the back and bring her in for a situation where you either need to heal, or you just want a damage boost, or just, a little damage sponge in general, because she does tank a decent amount. So I have been using Ramiris a decent amount in general, and well, at first I was thinking, it's kind of annoying that her damage buff is only for win, and that is not as high as Ramiris. I have to understand that. It is such a low cost, so it does work itself out. It being only a 15 cost at max rank actually is better, more or less, just because, well, you can use it more often, because with Ramiris, after you proc it once, it bumps up to around like 70-something points, and that is kind of annoying. And in a situation where you just want to burst down an enemy at the last second, having to worry about, oh, do I have enough skill points, is much less of a factor with Ramiris, because, well, it's only 15 right off the bat, and even if you use it once, it won't cost that much on the second go either. So I would say for a complete win-centric team, she would be better in terms of, your buffer instead of holding Rimmer on the back, even though he does also give a defensive buff. You do have Shuna, the free win character, that can also provide that buff to you. So you are splitting it up again. So you are splitting it between two characters, but overall, if you're actually running a full win comp, then Ramiris would still be good. Think about what we should actually do here. Let's just use some of these skill points. We're going to give ourselves that little win buff. And then we're actually going to use Milim's attacks more at the end because, well, she has higher attack stat. And he's guarding. You love to see it. When he didn't guard, he would have died, but we're going to take a big hit from this. Ramiris didn't take much compared to everybody else. And Milim is really hurt right now. And this is a great thing to show off because look at Ramiris' health. So look at Milim's health. Boom. More than half already back. You love to see it. One of the best things about it right there. That great heal. And then we're just going to bust out all these blues and then pop Ramiris' ult, which is a window E, so it won't even do that much damage, but it should kill Gabaru. Alright, yep, he is out of here. Now we'll say in stages where the enemy has a lot more defense, and as well as in stages where the enemy has a lot more defense and they actually aren't weak against magical, Ramiris will struggle, like in the actual Conquest battle against Charybdis. She does struggle to do damage because, well, it's fucking Charybdis, and that motherfucker has so many buffs that he applies himself that it's actually kind of annoying. But yeah, I mean, honestly, in that situation, she does as much damage as Shuna, which is most often not 1 damage. But it's still good simply because if you get low health, you can get a massive heal, as well as just a damage boost when you need it. We're just gonna do that. Activate Charybdis again. And this should get us a nice little chunk of skill points. Yep, maxed out our skill points. This actually may kill. Schmink. Oh, wow. I didn't think that part. Alright, so same state again. This time we're going to be going for just popping Ramis's attack buff and Milim's combo buff, and then popping off with Ramis's actual ultimate skill. Okay, so now we're in a situation where we can activate both. So we're going to go over to skills, pop Ramis's and Milim's buffs. Activate that. And since Ramis's is an AoE, it won't matter. Directly's going to pop hers and then just go all in with Milim's, and whoever's left over is going to let Valentine take care of. So, good, decent numbers. Didn't kill, but obviously Milim is here to clean it up. But yeah, in terms of her ultimate, when you give it a double buff, I mean, obviously it's going to do a good amount of damage, but still, it's not that much. If it was Valentine the one doing the attack, it would have did a lot more on that single target, but hers is AoE, so it does a little bit less. But still, her attack stat isn't also that high, so still not going to do too much in the first place. Bringing her over into the Conquest battle, I was just talking about with Charybdis. We didn't bring Alice simply because I just want to show this off real quick. Just see how little damage she actually does in situations like this. So, you'll see. Right off the bat, we have a decent amount of Ramiris cards, so we're just going to pop those. See how much lower that attack set is? Sure, it doesn't have that much damage in the first place, but now it's a lot lower. And then Milim, who is also a wind magical character. Let's see how much she does in this situation. You see that? a good difference in damage. So as you can see, Ramiris is honestly not meant to do damage at all. She's a pure support character. Like, she can put off some damage sometimes, but more often than not, she's purely for support. In situations like this, even if we give her the actual boost of damage for having the last hit, obviously Charybdis also lowers the amount of damage green cards have. As you can see, 1 damage and he guarded. Atrocious. Alright, so both of your actual DPSers are really low health, and yet again, this is one of the best times to use her. Just boom. More than half their health back in the fight all the way. And you still, since it is a green team and it focuses more on skill points, you can still pop Valentine's, heal as well. And look, your team is at full health again. So coupling her alongside with Valentine, honestly, would just net you so much health back on a win team. You'll be so much better off in terms of, how much damage you can take in a longer battle. But yeah, it is nice. And as I said, her damage isn't crazy, but it still gets the job done in terms of what you actually need it for. In terms of a defensive support character for win, she is honestly great, like top notch, and she's free. So if you are more of a win center team and you don't have Ramiris, I mean, she is a good alternative. But yeah, that's a little Ramiris showcase, showing what she's good at and what she's not honestly that good at. But overall, she is a solid character for win. And if you like Ramiris and you want to pick her up, there's no harm in doing it. If you like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.